Greetings, VAC fans. I'm sure 8 of you are waiting for the sand in the carpet test. Now remember, the brush roll for the dual Sanitronics is kind of sparse. So, it's kind of like half on one side and then half on the other side. And there's plenty of bristles and they have good length and all that stuff. And my brush roll is in fabulous shape. But it's just very, very sparse with bristles. So let's go ahead and do the 100 millimeter of sand in the carpet test, realizing that this thing isn't going to win any awards. But this is actually the third time that I've run this test. Because the first time, I wanted to check this out. The first time I ran this test, I didn't do much for shaking the bag out. I just kind of gave it a little wiggle. I did not scrape. The second time, I scraped, and I went from 20 millimeter recovery to about 35 millimeter recovery. So it went way up. But I had to spend a lot of time scraping. Now I know the diehards who use these machines are definitely going to want to see some bag action here, some scraping action. So I will do what I think is reasonable for bag scraping and shaking without going completely nuts, because it probably, I guess, stands to reason that if I spent time cleaning out the cyclones of a Dyson or something, I would pick up more sand as well. So let's see, position 3, medium pile flow through carpet. And we'll do 10 cycles. Sure you can see that. Camera's still in focus. That looks pretty good. All right. Now commence being really bored. So I suppose what I can do, we can do this in stages. So without shaking it or doing anything like that, let me just open up and see what I got. And it doesn't look like a whole lot, but I haven't done anything to shake this whatsoever. Yeah, there's just not that much there. See if I kind of collect it, there's like nothing. So that means there's a whole bunch that's still stuck all in the bag, and only magic somehow is going to get it out. Here we go. And commence scraping. Keep going. Why not? go scraping again. All right, so I hope I'm doing enough to satisfy you enthusiasts who spend a ton of time fiddling with the bag. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, yeah, we got more, all right. Definitely more. All right, so this is what we've collected so far. It looks like, I mean, a reasonable amount. It's not anything that's tremendous. All right, I'll do one more scraping session here, just to see what comes out, because that was tremendous. So I'm tremendously more. All right, so. Can you imagine if you had to actually teach somebody young, you know, like somebody 20 years old or something? Oh, this is what you have to do. You have to shake and scrape your bag. And I'm sure there's somebody out there who's an enthusiast that does that. But I mean just the average person. All right, I really hope that satisfies the enthusiasts out there. I really do. And yes, got a little bit more. All right, so this is all I'm going to do for this test. I suppose you could argue and say, do more. Keep doing that until the cows come home. All right, so this is what we have. That, you know, that's a nice little amount. That's not bad. So let's see what we have here. I suppose if I keep going, I could get a little more, but it's a lot of work to go through. All right, that looks like a fairly healthy amount, considering the very non-aggressive brush roll we have. Looking pretty good. It's not going to win any awards, but it's looking pretty good. The more time you spend with that bag, the more sand you recover. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is I did test number 1, and I just went like this with the bag. I did not scrape at all. I just kind of went like this twice, and I got 20. Then I went and I scraped twice. So I did two scraping and shaking sessions, and I got 35. Now with 3 scraping sessions, jeez, I've got more. So I'm looking at 40, 43, I think. Let me get that closer to the camera. 43. That is better than I ever expected, to be sure. Let's see, it might be a little hard to get that focus. All right, well, yeah, that's probably the best I can do. And yeah, I'll say 43. So that's better than I expected. However, that is, well, you know what? For that brush roll, I think that's actually very good. For this brush roll with these bristles, I'll show you, if you haven't seen already, what these bristles look like. They're very, very sparse. They're extremely sparse. Make sure you can see that. Yeah. So, see, one side here, there's nothing there. And then this has a bunch of bristles, and they're nice and thick, right? But there's nothing over here. And then you turn it a bit, and then here comes up the other side, and then there's nothing on this side. So it kind of alternates, kind of like the oblique brush roll that Kirby has now. And there's plenty of bristles. It's just that it would be nice if it had them on both sides. It would probably do even better. But for a machine that's this age, and this is an original brush roll in fabulous condition, and that's actually really good. So, all right, stay tuned for more tests. And what can I say? Third time's the charm.